2, 4, 6, 8, and the third.
There are 13 slices of bread in this hardo bread packet. How many slices would each member of a family of 5 get? Yes! What's the difference between 3 hours and 22 minutes and 1 hour and 17 minutes? Yes! I have 3 available hours for my washing. Each load takes 28 minutes. How many loads can I get done? Yes! How much time will I save when washing dishes at 1 hour 10 instead of 3 hour 40? Yes! Okay, so Key Stage 1 Maths. So these can be used with, reception children, year 1 and year 2 children. Obviously, you'll use them in different ways. So children in reception, year 1 and year 2, I think it's very important that you use manipulatives. It's very good for them to feel things and to be able to touch them and move them around. So obviously, like if your child was learning how to count, it's good to have objects that they can count, because you'll find that when children are young, you might say, count how many are here. And they might say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because they know that's, how it sounds when you're counting. But you can show them how to move them across. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 over here. Once they've learned how to count 10, you might move on to counting over 10. So if they know there's 10 here, you can show them how to count on. So there's 10 here. Let's keep counting. 10, 11 and 12. That's just a rough idea, but obviously there's different stages even for that. These are quite good. These are like we call them units or ones, and it helps them to see how many there are to make 10. It's good for place value. So you know that 10 of these ones is the same as one of these. So this is 1, 10. That's 1, 10, and 1 over here would make 10 plus the 1 unit would be 11. And you can use these for lots of different things. As they get better and build up, you would move on to 100 square to show that 110 is part of the 100. So it's 1/10 of 100. You wouldn't do that obviously straight away, but these are quite good at showing how many there are. There's different ones. You can use them in your own way. Also, clocks are really good, helping children. You can make some of these yourself. You don't have to use like real clocks. Like for example, just use anything that you have at home. So for example, I have paper clips here. So if you don't have any of these cubes, you can use things like paper clips, and they can move those across as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter what you have, as long as they can touch them and manipulate them and move them around. Shapes are also quite good. These are the geometric solid shapes, and it helps children to identify the properties of a shape, thinking about how many sides it has, how many corners, or the mathematical term vertices it has. Okay, rulers are also very good, helping your child to draw lines, helping them to see that the ruler has centimetres on them. I mean, this will come a bit later again, but these are good things to have in your home. Dominoes, if you have dominoes at home. Dominoes can help children with adding numbers together. You would say how many on one side. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 plus 5 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or they can count on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So whiteboards are quite nice to use as well. But if you don't have a whiteboard, it's okay. Whiteboards are good for children to write their sums out, But if you don't have a whiteboard, it's okay. You can use paper and pen. It's absolutely fine as well. And then, do you remember these when we were younger? If you're beyond the age of, past the age of 30, you might remember these. Jacks. I used to love jacks when I was younger. So basically, this is quite good for times tables, I think. So you've got your jacks over here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you should count them as you group them. So we've got 2. Nope. 4. 6. You could then try to group 3 or 4 and see if you have any remainders. Alright, so here's a few resources that are quite good for children to have who are in Key Stage 2. Timers are really good, so that you can time them on certain exercises so they can see how long it's taken them. Obviously you need your rubbers to rub out mistakes, you've got your dice, that's good for different math skills. Protractors, very good for angles. Sharpener for obvious reasons. A meter stick is really good. Meter stick is really good at helping children learn how to measure. It's good for children to measure how tall things are or how long things are. This is quite a cool old school measuring tape. It's my dad's old one. And the children quite like the authenticity of it. So it can open and close. Oops. So measuring is really good. It's good to have one of these charts. This is like a fraction chart or fraction decimal chart. It's got percentages on the back to show you that this is one whole, which makes 100%. Half of 100% would be half as a fraction or 50%. 1/3 is the same as 33.33%. Yeah, so it's broken up into parts. 1/4 is the same as 25%, and so and so. These do the same type of thing. So you've got one whole, it's broken up into percentages and fractions. So one whole will be 1/12 of a fraction. Yeah, and children can just find ways of measuring the parts and breaking them apart. So one whole is the same as 25%, which is 1/4, or 0.25. So these are really good. Another type of manipulative for fractions, you can show one whole. One whole is the same as 1/2. So one whole is the same as a half. Or you could have one whole being the same as 1/3, which is one of 3 parts. So these are quite good for children to kind of visualise the fractions. You can use a whiteboard as well to write them down. Manipulatives like counters, they're okay. They won't be as useful in Key Stage 2 as they would be in Key Stage 1, but still good to have some counters there. I talked to you about protractors already. You've got your rulers, you've got your compass. I never really know what these are for. Maybe someone can tell me. I'm never too sure what to use those for. Games, also really good. My students like Brain Box. This is more like a memory game though, so they just kind of memorise what they see on one side for maybe 10 seconds or so, and then they basically answer the questions, take it in turns by using dice. They really like these. So I've got that one, that's maths. It's also quite good to have a maths reference, to help you to just kind of go back to simple methods and simple rules for maths. These ones are quite good. Covers quite a few things, but it's quite high, so it's more like Key Stage 2, and it goes on to like Key Stage 3 as well. What else? Calculators are good, more for you as a teacher or parent, more than the student. It's very good for students to work out how to answer questions using pen and paper methods and in their head first of all before introducing calculators. And yeah, so that's what I would say is quite good for maths resources for children in Key Stage 2.